This is Beyond the Veil with Norman Meredith.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode of Beyond the Veil with me, your host, Norman Meredith, your co-host and producer, Ed Lease.
Hello there.
He is bundled up today. He's a little cold, so he looks like a homeless person.
That's
so
right.
Excuse that, but the studio does not keep heat very well, so...
And it's supposed to be 71 degrees today,
Yes.
but it's
I'm
like
looking forward to
41 in here.
I'm looking forward to warming up. For you who don't know, I paint miniatures to relax and de-stress. So this afternoon, I'm going to be doing some spray painting to prime up a whole load of miniatures so I can paint later.
Like an army of weirdness.
Yes, I am. I paint. A lot of people like my work, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah. It's very detailed.
So, all right. Tonight's show is, we talked about Texas cryptids one night, Alabama's cryptids one night, and I thought I'd go and talk about tonight's show about Georgia's cryptids. And I was surprised about one of the cryptids that showed up on it.
What was it?
The Thunderbird.
Okay. This one right here?
Yeah. Or the representation right there. But I was surprised that Georgia would have a Thunderbird as one of its cryptids related to the state. I thought that was pretty cool. It makes me think that this thing's, we've talked about the Thunderbird being in California, in New Mexico, Arizona.
It's similar like a condor, but like way bigger.
Was it Andes condor?
The Andes, yeah.
Isn't it the
like
big?
in Peru, right?
Yeah, isn't that the biggest condor
I'm not sure. I'm
going
to have to look that up while you chat.
But yeah, it's amazing some of the stuff that we come across. And like I said, I want to talk about the cryptids in Georgia. And one of the things you're going to see is, you ever hear of Hogzilla?
Actually, I have.
I did too. And then I thought it was a joke till I seen pictures of it.
And I didn't believe it. I'm wondering the weight of this one.
I think it was almost 2,000 pounds?
I don't know.
That sucker was huge. Well, I'll show you a picture of that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Up here, we got a small display of the 12 known cryptids in Georgia. And the thing about it, they got Hogzilla on here as a cryptid, and it actually exists. So that was so I don't know if you contact that as a Hogzilla as a cryptid, or more as a freak of nature. What do you think about that?
I don't know. They get pretty big. Mm-hmm. South Carolina, supposedly south of Anderson County. I think it was in McCormick County.
Possibly.
Because it's right there on the water.
Right.
And they love being close to the water and all. But I think, I could be wrong. Somebody needs to check it out. I think it was 607 pounds.
A boar.
A pig. A wild animal. It's
Wow.
crazy. Bigger than a black bear.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw a picture of it on the tailgate. So maybe this one's bigger.
Well, Hogzilla, when you see the picture of Hogzilla here and how big this thing's head is, it's huge. And if you get a chance, while I'm talking, and you can find a full picture of Hogzilla, go ahead and throw it up there and let folks see it.
All right. Well, let me give you an update here really quick.
Okay.
So this is the Andean condor, Vultur gryphus, is the largest flying bird in the world by combined weight and wingspan, with adults reaching up to 33 pounds and 3.3 meters. That's 10-foot, 10-inch wingspan. A prehistoric relative discovered in 2019 in Argentina, dating back 10,000 years.
So this could be a descendant of the Thunderbird.
Absolutely.
And if you have a mutation or something weird, it's possible what we're seeing sometimes in the sky is not actually a Thunderbird, but a child of the condor that's just been mutated. Because, say in colder weather, things get bigger. And if condors...
Most things get bigger in colder weather.
Yeah. That's why mammoths were so huge.
Yeah.
But, if a condors were, say, hypothetically migrating north, they could have possibly have gotten bigger because the cooler weather.
Well, let me throw this out at you.
Okay.
At the same time. And sorry I'm not on camera today, everybody out there. But
Yeah, it looks horrible.
I watched something, and it said about the mammoth, and this is just a little sidebar, that the mammoth, due to its age when they found it in the Arctic, said it was only 300 years ago.
Yeah. I've heard
These
reports
were around
Yeah.
essentially when the American Revolution was happening.
Yeah.
A hairy elephant,
Yeah.
tusked elephant.
Yeah.
300 years.
You know, we've talked about where
That's crazy,
people
man.
are still supposedly seeing mammoth-like
Yeah.
creatures in Alaska.
They are signing the Constitution of the United States
And mammoths
while
are running
woolly
around.
mammoths are running around
Yeah.
elsewhere. Dude, that's nuts. Anyway,
We'll have to bring that up and talk about it again.
yeah.
That's a good subject.
You want to go to the boar?
Let's bring up the boar.
All
Let's
right.
bring up Hogzilla.
So this is the backside of a book. And,
Yeah.
And then here is the real life picture.
This thing was freaking huge.
And those men are not like sitting, 20 feet behind it, making it look like it's.
No, they're right on top
They're
of this
right
thing.
on top of it.
This thing is the size of a car. I've
Yeah.
seen some pictures of it. And the guy, when he first seen it, I think he almost had a brown stain moment. To be
Oh,
honest.
yeah. I mean, it weighs as much as a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah. And there had been reports later on of similar boars being almost close to that. So I think its children were running around, or still are running around, in Georgia that are that big. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think you could eat that, the meat on that thing as being as big as it is. I mean,
That's probably, no, I mean.
I just don't think it's possible,
So, this is going to blow your mind, Mr. Norman.
Go for it.
The heaviest, most widely reported wild hog in Georgia was 9 feet long and estimated 1,100 pounds.
No, it don't blow my mind.
That is insane. The beast killed in Fayette County by Bill Coursey in 2007. Another verified specimen also confused with or cited as the largest was Hogzilla, 800-pound hybrid boar killed in Alpha in 2004.
No, this doesn't surprise me at all.
1,100 pounds.
It don't surprise me. I mean,
That's insane.
some things are getting bigger. And then, like we talked about with the hybrid dog wolf last week on our show, strange things happen when you crossbreed stuff. So if you take a regular pig and a wild boar, the possibility, the permutations for mutation are there. I mean, it's like a tiger and a lion. You cross them, unfortunately, they come sterile. But, pigs and boars have a tendency to get big. So if you combine that and both genes are very strongly dominated, it's very possible they went to the next step in the evolution. It just gotten bigger.
This one here, 9 foot long, 1,100-pound hog was killed in Fayetteville County, became a story that spread like wildfire, literally going around the world and the internet and the media, local papers, radio stations, Seattle, Los Angeles, Jacksonville, Discovery Channel, BBC. Everybody picked it up. And the guy says, unfortunately, I don't have a great hunting story. We shot it in our neighbor's yard. That is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it must have been, do you think someone was feeding it, or it was just rooting and eating acorns? And
Could be a combination of both. You got to remember, little grandma sometimes going to be nice and feed some strays. Come on, Lake Placid should be a good example of feeding the alligators.
No, man.
You seen what happened there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes those feeding become feed.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some of the creatures that make the list up of cryptids in Georgia.
All right. So what do you got?
We got the Altera, which is the river monster we've talked about before. We've got, I can't even pronounce that name, Beaver or Burker Square Shark.
I don't even know.
Got the Boo Hag, the Coon Cat, the Georgia Pigman, the Georgia Raptor, Hogzilla, Moon-Eyed People, Flat Eyes, Wampus Cat, Werewolf of Telebottom, and the Wog. Now, this is what surprised me. when they talked about the raptors, I didn't know they had lizards running around there. So it's got to be from the southern part of Georgia, because we have the lizard man.
Mm-hmm.
So the connection is that's a big coincidence, of them having their own version of a lizard man, but more like the raptor, a creature that shouldn't technically exist anymore. But which other country has a raptor-like creature running around it?
I would say Washington, maybe.
No, Australia in the outback.
Oh, okay, all right.
There are reports of packs of these things running around in Australia. I didn't know that until I was doing some research.
It's like a cross between a chicken and a kangaroo and a lizard, or like one of the what are those big ones called? The monitor lizard, the Gila monster.
Yeah, the monitor lizard. You got it.
Those are big.
But I was just surprised to learn that Georgia had a lizard type creature, and it looks like the raptor.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, really? But like for my list, they call their Bigfoot. They're calling it a skunk ape, and in Florida, Bigfoot's known as a skunk ape,
right?
Because the smell, and we believe that is associated with the swamps because of its environment.
Yeah, this picture here.
That's the one from California.
Okay.
The one that originally started the whole Bigfoot.
Where was that location? That wasn't Redwood area, was it?
I forget.
Okay.
We'll
figure it out. Somebody put in the comments. Somebody out there watching knows.
Yeah, I apologize, folks. My memory's been going bad. I sometimes can't even remember my own name unless I look at my ID card.
I've been there, but I was drinking a bunch.
But see, it's interesting. They've got it as there's a skunk ape Bigfoot, okay? The smaller, foul-smelling version of the Bigfoot, often reported in southern Georgia, the Okefenokee Swamp, and southern forest. But then they also have the Georgia Bigfoot, which is bigger. Various reports of a large, hairy bipeds exist throughout the state, particularly in the northern mountains. And so they have two versions, and we've talked about the variations of Bigfoot before. So it's not just one, but two. One from the south. They've got their own southern Bigfoot and a northern Bigfoot. Who knew? The Wampus cat. Now this is an Indian-rooted legend from the Cherokee. Legends of a terrifying six-legged predatory cat, or sometimes a hybrid cat-owl creature,
right,
rumored to haunt the woods. Okay, I can give them that. Could it have been a freak of nature?
But the Cherokee-rooted legend, is that the spread of the eastern band of Cherokee Indians here in our area that is in North Georgia?
It's very
close to the
probably
mountain area.
More than likely.
Okay.
It doesn't say much in the information I'm reading. Another one is the Boo Hag from Gula folklore. These are ghost-like skinless creatures that ride people and animals at night, particularly in coastal Georgia.
Yeah, the Gullah folklore. Yes.
Gullah,
So
okay.
if you see those people driving down Highway 17 in South Carolina, or the 26 area Charleston, they're weaving baskets and roses from the sweetgrass. Those are the Gullah people. That was the tribe of Western Africa that came over here way back in the day, were forcibly placed over here way back in the day.
So they brought their legend with them, and maybe their critter.
Could be. Maybe it was on
one of the boats.
I don't know. I didn't want to say that, but you never know. There's a lot of things, like there's like mice and lice and
a lot of things come over.
Stuff. They unwittingly
transported.
Right, little stowaways, if you will.
Well, that's like Australia. I'm going to go back to Australia again. Australia never had rabbits until somebody brought one over, or a pair of them over. Now they're overrun with rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's one I never knew about, and I'm going to dive into this one a little bit, is the Dog Man. Now, the Dog Man is reports of a bipedal canine creature, think Wolfman, similar to a werewolf, often spotted in the southern part of the state. Okay. Dogmen are about roughly the same size as a regular Bigfoot.
Right.
They got the head of a wolf. They've got the hands similar to a human, but with giant claws on the end of it.
Right.
Their legs are similar in stature to a dog's with the hunch.
Hold on. Did you say eggs?
Legs.
Legs. Okay. I thought you said eggs. I'm like, this is a mammal.
Legs.
The only mammal that I know that lays eggs is
hens. Oh, no.
Platypus.
Yeah. But no, legs similar to a dog, with the hunch or the haunch, or how you would pronounce it.
Haunch.
And then they have the foot is similar to ours, but dog-like with the pads and the claws. And these things are vicious. They're reputed to be man-eaters. They do not like humans.
Right.
They hunt humans for sport, as some of the legends and stories go. We are prey. If there was ever a creature that you saw, don't run. They're going to chase you. If you got a firearm, you died to the last. You keep shooting to the last bullet, and that last bullet is for you. That's the kind of scenario you have with a dog man.
You don't have a choice.
Right. They're supposed to be cruel, heartless, and I'm not even going to say silver bullets work because don't know. All right, this other one, the plat eye. Folklore spirits that can shapeshift and often appear as animals with large, unblinking eyes. I think that was President Biden at one time. All right, what other pictures did we get up there that we can show folks?
All right, so we've got that one, and we got Pigman.
Yeah, there's Pigman. Let me see what I got here on Pigman. No, I don't have anything here on Pigman in the notes.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently he's half man, half pig. This head of a pig, the body of a human. I don't really know too much about the story on him. My notes ain't covering it here, but it was just interesting that somebody would put that out there. Maybe the guy was disfigured. Think of Thomas, what was the name of Thomas Merkel, I think it was. He was the guy who was the Elephant Man.
I got you, yeah.
He just had this guy had a deformity, and that's how it started. But then again, maybe it's something else. But I'm going to go into the one thing I always say that could be a link to why we see a lot of these different creatures. And yes, I know I'm repeating myself, and I might be an idiot for saying it.
No, you're good, dude.
Is portals or rifts into other dimensions, alternate realities, and we see crossovers. I mean, the possibilities there. I mean, it's like a 0.001% maybe chance that that's happening. We can't be for sure, but sometimes people see things flying through the sky like the Thunderbird or unidentified flying objects, and they see it, and then they see something glowing in the sky, and next they fly through it and it's gone. That would be a sign of a portal or a rift, and this could be the same situation with some of these strange creatures that we're talking about or seeing. Now, here's one that wasn't on that other list: is a snowgoster.
Snowgoster.
Snoligoster. A creature from southern folklore, sometimes cited in Georgia, described as a dangerous alligator-like monster. I'm wondering if they ain't talking about something like a lizard man again.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
it's like a waterborne lizard. Is it sort of like any of these right here?
I'm not
sure. Is it just big?
I think that's supposed to be like Altamara.
Okay.
The one we talked about one time when we were talking about river monsters back with Alabama.
Yeah.
We talked about the crossover because of the rivers connecting. I think that's more like Altamara. I'm probably pronouncing it or Alti, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, which I normally do. I massacre names and words. I apologize. But I think this thing that they're talking about is more like a lizard person or man or creature type thing. It's bipedal.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see. Here's one that'll be interesting. The coon cat, like we talked about, reported in the Douglasville area. The creature is described as a large, mysterious feline. I've seen some pictures of it now. He's showing a black panther-like creature or a large black cat. Because even England has something similar to that, occasionally seen running around as a large black cat, panther-like creature.
Oh, I've heard of that. And Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Panther, mountain lion.
Yeah. And it's very possible it is an actual mountain lion, or panther from down in South America. There has been reports of jaguars from South America coming all the way up through Central America to the southern states. But get this. Your what's that called? The department that handles natural resources.
Department of Natural Resources?
The game wardens, all
DNR,
that? Yeah,
Department
DNR.
of Natural Resources.
They will deny it.
Oh, yeah.
Because
they're the ones who are out there all the time. They know what's up. They've got cameras up. They've got men all through the woods, man. Tree cop, fish cop, water cop, whatever you want to call it.
That's like in the Tri-County, in the 3 counties around here. Okay, officially there are no mountain lions, but there are.
I've heard that there are.
People have seen them. They've seen the tracks. They've seen the scat. They've seen them. They're physically there, and off the record, the resource officers have stated, yes, they exist, but I can't tell you that.
Even though you just did.
Right. Unofficially, They can't say they exist, but they do. So it's very possible what people are seeing is South American jaguars, and they can be black.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the puma, the mountain lions, the panther, they're all the same thing. Different names because they're different geographical locations.
Right. I just think or the possibility is, and it's not unusual, is it was a house pet.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a guy here years ago in Anderson who drove around with a Bengal tiger in the back of his pickup truck in a cage.
Really?
Yeah, back in the 80s. Or a Siberian tiger, but it was a tiger.
That's crazy.
He had in the back of the cage in his truck. This was back in the 80s. I never seen it, but I always heard stories from everybody else about that tiger being in the back of the truck. So I hope y'all like this tonight. It's just something different. I'm going to try to start doing state cryptids for a while.
Yeah.
Because that way I have a little bit of new material for y'all, and it might reflect to your state. And
or even where you lived before and what you heard growing up as a kid, and whatever, Grandpappy told you when you were 4 at the Thanksgiving table, you may remember, and now you live here or you live elsewhere. But maybe this will trigger a memory that people can add, their comments.
Yeah. Well, next week, in honor of Ed, I'm going to do Pennsylvania.
Uh-oh. I know a little bit about Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'll bring up Pennsylvania next week. How about that?
There's one cryptid that lives up there.
What is it? Your ex-wife?
No.
Your ex-mother-in-law?
No.
The
They pull
what?
They pull this cryptid, nasty animal out of the ground once a year.
Oh.
Puxatawny Phil. See if there's going to be another 17 years of winter. And yes, there has been.
All right, we'll bring him up next week. We'll talk about Pennsylvania's cryptids next week. I think that'll be a good story, unless something changes that's more newsworthy. How's that sound, folks?
What about the animals in the cryptids that we can't figure out in the Epstein files? What about those? There are some animals there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm not going to say no names, but I agree with you. Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this, and this is going to be, we're going into our 3rd year, ain't we?
We're close, for sure.
September will be our 3rd year, but episodes wise, it don't show that because, we only get maybe 36 shows a year, and also depending on weather and health or other things, we don't always get
work, like jobs and stuff.
Or we don't always get 36.
Yeah.
And we want to tell you thanks for going almost 2.5 years with us so far.
We appreciate it.
And you too, I may not have the biggest fan base. I'm having fun doing this and providing something for y'all.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Ed's a pretty cool partner working with me as my producer and co-host.
I'm doing the best that I can.
So thank y'all, folks. And next week, we'll talk about Pennsylvania cryptids. Good night, all.